Bonjour, bienvenue chez Papy, n'oubliez pas de vous abonner. C'est gratuit, ça mange pas de pain, mettre la cloche à côté vous attend. Je suis bien en stream, mettre un pouce bleu et un commentaire. Bon stream et bonjour à tous. Si je parle au mur.
12 dreams for the Red Queen under crown of stone. 8 voracious beasts born from 8 restless nights. 4 nails piercing the flesh of the sinner. 1 prayer for the summoned, called by this song. 'Tis perhaps the countdown to oblivion for the once proud city of London. 'Tis perchance her inhabitants' last dance alone to face death and pestilence. Confronted by the eerie and unknown, mortals became desperate for answers. A flock's flight makes for an omen, the falling of a star a dire presage. Turning to priests for interpretation when there was no reason to be found. When religion failed, men turned to science. I saw them build such vain cities, crafting machines made for endless war. New questions flourished as old answers withered. What is darkness but lurking sun? What is wall but enslaved stone? What is glass but tortured sand? What is song but a call to arms? What is hate but jilted love? What is life but death pending? Death. Since the apple was plucked from the sacred tree,
J'ai oublié de faire un truc, il faut que je l'aille.
God's punishment, a righteous snare to keep mankind from ascending to the stars. They were all so wrong. Death is not a wicked thing, nor some holy retribution. A true punishment would be to never know its sweet kiss. Awaken from the harshness and be born once more.
Ah, il est beau. Hein. Avant, il était pas mal sur ps4. Mais là, c'est en version ps5 qui est beaucoup plus beau. Hein. Bon, 2 secondes, j'ai un petit réglage à faire. Tac.
Thirsty. So thirsty.
Everything will be fine again.
Et un croque madame. Et un.
My sweet brother. What have you done?
Mary! Oh, no! Mary! Hold on! Please, hold on! Oh, God. Oh, no. No. Mary. Mary. No. 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 What have I done? This horror. It's a nightmare. No! Please, a moment, let me explain! These patrols are after me.
Look at it!
No! No! Don't shoot!
Tiens, on peut pas visiter tranquille.
This is a nightmare. I need to get out of here. This can't be happening.
There's one of those vermin.
No, please, stop! I mean you no harm. What's going on? Oh, Mary. What have I done? What's all this about?
Shit, where'd it go?
Now, I can defend myself.
Kill that thing!
Who are you? Stay back! Sorry, but you left me no choice.
Bonjour, cher Muet, quand tu vas? Ben, ça me fait plaisir de te voir. Je m'étais inquiété, je te voyais plus.
Who are you? Stupid beast! Sorry.
Bon, attends. Ça va, j'ai dormi un peu.
No, please, stop!
Mais attends ton tour, toi.
Bloody leech! What do you want?
Ah,
I mean you no harm. I need help.
Die, you fucking leech!
Please, listen to me. I can't make any sense of this.
Shut up, beast!
Who are you? What is this all about? What in God's name?
I'll do the rest of the job.
Just leave me. The sun. It feels like it's burning me to the bone. I need to find somewhere to hide. Let me go! I need to find shelter. Is anybody there? What is this place? The place seems abandoned. I should be safe enough here.
alors ce jeu-là, c'est ceux qui ont fait Death Note, qui ont fait La Vie Strange. Et bouillez pas le café, hein.
What have you done?
Mary! Mary! Mary, I'm sorry. Whoever did this to us, I will find them.
Ah, ça, c'est la carte. Ah, ça, c'est les différents trucs à faire. Ok. Ok. C'est trop petit pour moi, ça, j'arrive pas à lire.
Wait. This one's dressed up fancy.
Let's run through his pockets.
Picking the dead's pockets? Are you serious?
I've still a rent to pay. He's got no more responsibilities. What's this? Gold watch.
Beautiful it is. We fancy it to share the takings. I suppose we are undertakers. Now, give him an Eve.
Je vais faire un truc, je vais essayer un truc, j'arrive.
That's impossible.
J'arrive, hein, je fais un truc que j'arrive. Je vais laisser la table comme ça. Ah, bon, faut qu'on fouille toute la baraque. Franchement, il est beau le jeu.
Who goes there? Who's there? Are you referring to me? No! No! I still have so much to accomplish. I still have so much left that needs doing.
Putain, le jeu, il est beau. Hein. Oh là là.
Johnny, this one's lost. We need to leave. And now!
No! There's time. I can save him.
That's the enemy coming! The orders are to evacuate the hospital!
Done. He'll live.
And now what?
We fight. Killing is a hell of a lot easier than healing. No, it never got easy.
Merci.
This makes no sense. None of
Merci. Bienvenue, merci Samuel. Je t'en remercie.
It's a nightmare. That's it.
Ah, faut que je refasse ma fille. Merci Samuel. Par contre, faut changer de phrase parce que là, ça va pas du tout. Attendez.
So be it.
Attendez, il y a un truc. Merci. Ouais. Il y a une erreur d'écriture. Bienvenue chez Papy. J'ai marqué comme ça, le système a changé.
Rational thinking.
L'autre, il a changé ma phrase. Attendez, je vais aller vérifier ça. Attendez, il faut que je rechange ça. Attendez, il faut que je change ça. Attendez. Hop là, ça. Attendez, hop, 2 secondes. Attendez, je vais aller... hop. Je crois que c'est dans... Ouais, c'est ici. Attendez. Allez, dépêche-toi le téléphone. Comment on fait pour ça? Le téléphone qui met 3 plombes, là. Dépêche-toi un peu. Il est où, le truc? Ça, par contre, je sais pas. Bonjour, bonjour. J'arrive, hein. Par contre, je sais pas comment on fait. C'est pas ça. Et il t'explique rien, quoi. Oh, bah, c'est pas grave. Je regarderai comment faire ça sans... je vais pas perdre trop de temps avec ça. Je le ferai autrement. Voilà. Bonjour les gens, bonjour, bonjour. Merci encore Samuel. Ouh.
This is absolute madness. I've lost touch with the real. Madness it is. As mad as the moon. Contains blinding sunlight into a glowing reflection.
Alors, évolution. Les lits des refuges vous permettent de vous reposer et d'évaluer, dépenser des points d'expérience. Vous pouvez, en niveau, d'améliorer vos compétences vampiriques. Commencer. Je sais dans l'anthropologie, corps. Ouais, c'est fermé. Ah, là, d'accord. D'accord. Évolution, compétences et récifs. Ok, là, oui, là. Alors, le premier, c'est quoi? Alors, une attaque à courte portée qui découpe toute créature devant vous. Vous pointez une lance de verre de sang qui va percer les ennemis devant vous. Vous placez un nuage sombre à vos pieds de votre cible. La chose explose après quelques secondes, infligeant des sérieux dégâts. Alors, ouais, comment on fait pour poser ça aussi? Ah, je sais pas, c'est là. Confirmé, bien. Ah.
That voice in my head. If I'm not...
D'accord, là c'est l'histoire.
Mad, then? It must belong to the one who made me what I am. I must find him to understand what I have become.
Where is it? It's closed.
These people want me dead. I need to leave now.
Ah, là on va sûrement m'expliquer un truc.
Here's the leech. Here!
Ah, pas mal. Alors, on peut mettre les sous-titres hein, quand les autres parlent. Ça c'est encore un point négatif.
It's locked, all right.
Franchement, il est beau. Alors, les armes à main gauche peuvent être utilisées en appuyant sur la touche, en permettant les attaques. Attends. Ok. Et on peut sauvegarder ou pas? Non, on peut pas sauvegarder. Ok, ça sauvegarde automatiquement, je présume. Attends, je vérifie quand même que j'oublie rien.
I'm still in Southwark. I must reach the West End. Go back home.
C'est quoi ce bordel? Qui me tire dans le dos là?
Die, vermin!
Alors.
A strength I never knew I had.
Ok.
It's dead, all right. Easy does it, boys.
Par contre, la caméra là. On parle des caméras un peu merdées. Ça,
My being is a fire. I feel like a child learning the limits of my body.
non.
My strength. My reflexes.
Je vais essayer.
I'm not human anymore.
D'accord.
My poor sister. If only I had controlled my need for blood. Mary, someone will pay for what happened to you. For what happened to us. It's locked.
Ah, il est beau le jeu. On dirait Tiaf avec un peu d'horreur.
The dizziness from the
Moi,
jump.
les jeux sont pas trop
I
compliqués.
can now control it. It's locked, all right. What will London have to say to me? I've so many questions unanswered. Another corpse. Have the very streets of London become a mausoleum?
Bonjour, bonjour, Jean. Bonjour.
The man has been drained of all blood. But I can still smell the scent of it.
On est le week-end, les modos, faut venir. Hein. La semaine, je comprends que vous travaillez, mais le week-end, quand même, pour faire un effort.
Perhaps it will lead me to my assailant. Fresh blood. The smell is so strong.
Attends, je fouille partout d'abord. J'aime bien fouiller. Fouille. Tiens.
Where has everyone gone?
Alors, j'avais trouvé un niveau de refuge. D'accord, ça c'est ma plante. Ok. Ok, là j'ai trouvé des balles. Ok. Alors, c'est mon coffre pour ranger ça. Et ça, c'est quoi ça? Les établis permettent de vous fabriquer des traitements pour soigner les citoyens et sont malades. Pardon, excusez-moi, j'ai le casque qui est en train de passer. Des sérums pour booster votre métabolisme durant les combats. C'est un arme module pour les personnaliser. Ok. D'accord, faut que je trouve des ressources pour me faire le truc là. Ah, c'est mes armes. Et ça, c'est mes trucs de que je... Oula. Recycler. Ah ouais, ça, c'est des trucs de recyclage. Ah, d'accord. Là, c'est mon truc de sauvegarde. On va faire un petit peu le tour. Là, il n'y a rien d'autre ici. Ok. Bonjour, bonjour. Et ça, c'est mes sauvegardes. Ok. Voilà. Ça, regardez. Ouh, pas mal. Ça augmente la quantité de dégâts infligés par lorsque vous utilisez la lance sur le con. Ok. Ouais, ça. Ah, je suis pas assez là. Bon, bah, pour l'instant, on va le laisser comme ça. Parce que... Ah. Pas cher, nanana. J'essaye de lire, mais bon. Ah. Indice sur l'historien. Vous avez découvert un indice qui révèle un secret historien venant des relations avec pour ouvrir la fiche d'identité d'un citoyen. Ah, c'est bâtard! Ah, je suis un mashtec. Parce que ça va s'entraîner. Alors, d'accord. Là, on a des choses à faire. Ok, Sabrina Candwich. On verra ça plus tard. D'accord. Tant que je fouillais vraiment partout. Là, là. Oh putain, là, chez nous. Là, c'est les courriers ici. Ça va ici. Ça, c'est ma tronche que j'ai ici. Ok. Ah, je peux choisir ce que je veux. Conseillez votre sang pour vous soigner instantanément les dégâts normaux et agressifs. D'accord. Là, il y a un taux ici. Ok, ça c'est mon endurance, ça c'est ma santé, ça c'est mon truc vampirique, et ça c'est mes armes. Ok. Bon, là on continue notre enquête, là, pour l'instant.
I cannot enter.
Un truc qui brille là. il y a de la monnaie, monnaie. Monnaie, monnaie, monnaie. Monnaie à varier, oh. Pardon. Ça y est, la chanson de femme me revient dans la tête.
It's locked. At last, a little life.
My God, sir, you look like Jonah's whale just spat you out of hell. Can I get you a drink?
No, thank you. I'm not thirsty.
Well, grab a chair and get some rest. This is going to be another long night.
Why is it going to be a long night?
You must be new around here. Don't you know about the murders?
Tell me more about these murders.
Every morning for the last few weeks, bodies have been found. And those poor sods didn't die
Alors,
of...
je présume qu'il y a des choix qui sont un peu conséquents.
Do the police have any leads on a suspect?
Even before the outbreak, coppers never came round here. We're on our own. People
McDonald's,
die
ils
in
nous
these
font
parts
des
all
coups
the
à
time,
chaque fois.
and no one cares.
Where am I? Where is this place?
You're at my bar, sir, the Turquoise Turtle. The last ray of light
Ah, la
in this
tortue
dangerous part of
turquoise,
town.
tortue ninja, tortue.
So you're open all night?
Yep. Figured people might need a place to rest in these dark times.
Aren't you scared?
Scared of what? All the bad shit happens out on the foggy streets. And I never go outside.
Ah, tout ça.
I'm looking for someone who might have passed through here recently. Wondered if you might help.
It's been quiet tonight. The only other person I've seen went straight up to his room. Thought it was kind of rude, actually.
You mean he's still here?
Well, yeah. He paid for the entire week.
How long has he been here?
He rented the room a few days ago and didn't say when he'd leave.
Who is this man? What does he look like?
Well, like a gentleman, I guess. Well-dressed, quite polite. A professor or something fancy like that. Always writing, reading notes.
I need to meet this man. I have questions.
Just climb the stairs and knock on the first door. I heard him open his window, so I guess he's still awake. And,
Yes?
no funny business. You hear me? This is a respectable establishment.
I think drink no longer stirs me.
Good evening, sir. I wondered if I could ask for your help.
Wow, you look like you need a drink.
Yes. I apologize for my outfit. It's been a long night.
Been there, seen that. Don't worry, things can only get worse.
Has anybody entered the bar recently?
Can't say. Sorry. I spent the night making love to that gorgeous bottle, see?
This is important, sir. Are you sure no one has come in here in the last few hours?
I don't know and I don't care. This is a free country. People still have the right to come and go, don't they?
What's going on around here? It's like everybody is hiding.
You must be new here. Have you not heard about the murders? Everybody fears the return of the sewer dog.
Merci à ceux qui me des pouces.
Who is this sewer dog?
It's the local bogeyman. Convenient answer for every crime that happened for decades. You murdered someone, blame the sewer dog, eh?
You make it sound like it's a fairy tale.
People will always believe in monsters. It's easier than accepting their own darkness. We can all be monsters.
I'll leave you to your bottle then.
Non, il y a qui d'autre là? Ah, on va aller voir Jean Dame. Bonjour, madame.
Hello, sir. Are you all right? Is there any way I can help you?
I don't know. Maybe you could just talk to me.
Maybe you prefer to speak with Tom, then. He's more agreeable talking to strangers.
What's going on around here? Where is everyone?
Too many dead, sir. First the epidemic, now all these terrible murders.
The murders. What can you say about them?
Bodies found in the streets every morning. Drained of blood. It's just horrible. Some say the sewer dog is back.
The sewer dog? What's that?
No one knows. People have always disappeared around these parts. The ancients say it's the sewer dog coming out to feed. But now he's killing in the streets.
What have you heard about the epidemic?
There's a Spanish flu. Yeah. Killed so many last summer. Thought we'd seen the last of it. Dozens dying every week.
Are the authorities doing anything?
Nothing. There are so many quarantine zones in London now. It's gotten really hard to travel across town.
I just want to talk. I didn't mean to scare you.
I'm not afraid, sir. It's just I've other customers to take care of.
I only see one customer.
Oh. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I best check on them.
What is this place?
This is Tom's bar, a turquoise turtle. I'm the barmaid here, Sabrina, if you want to know.
Are you always open this late at night?
No, it's only since the epidemic started. Tom thought that people may need a safe place to stay.
You don't seem to have much business. Where is everybody?
Well, most people are sleeping right now. And those that are awake tend to avoid going out. What with the murders and all.
I'll leave then. Thank you.
This is no place for you. Prewen has several patrols roaming the area.
They do not pursue me.
But they're looking for vampires, and they're most efficient.
They'll not relent until the killer has been identified.
I have a common objective, but I require...
I think someone is eavesdropping.
Are you certain? You might as well come in, whoever you are.
Slowly, vampire. Who are you? I mean you no harm.
Say it's a vampire. Present yourself.
Oh, il y a une bêta qui est derrière. Une bêta d'un nouveau jeu. Ouais, testé.
Anyone?
Well, that's something I can do for you. And who might you be?
Ah, pardon.
Tell me, who are you?
First, tell me what you want. Then I may tell you.
That's none of your concern.
Sir, you have entered my room in the middle of the night, pale as a corpse and shaking like a tree. So please, indulge me.
Someone is molesting people. In fact, killing them. Biting them.
The calling card of a vampire. Like you.
I've been hunted down in the streets and attacked. I'm a victim here too.
I believe you.
Then if you are not a vampire, who or what are you?
Dr. Edgar Swansea of the Brotherhood of St. Paul. I'm performing an independent investigation here in an attempt to understand precisely what is going on.
Attendez. Ah, Discord, réveille-toi. Voilà. Voilà. Aidez-moi dans ces temps, que savez-vous? À qui parlez-vous? Qu'est-ce que c'est?
And what exactly is this brotherhood?
Sir, if the name is not familiar to you, then we shall discuss it another time.
What have you uncovered concerning the murders?
It started a few nights ago. Rumors of violent murders. The docks have always been, shall we say, somewhat unsavory. But this is different.
How different?
A vampire is at work here. Famished. Reckless. It must be brought to ground, and quickly.
I heard another voice, that of a woman. Who were you talking to?
Ridiculous. I've no idea what you're talking about.
Something tells me not to trust you.
Then the feeling is mutual.
Then help me find the culprit.
I may.
Bonjour les gens, bonjour, bonjour.
Why you opened this door?
I followed a trail. The scent of blood from a recent victim. It led me here.
You thought I was your aggressor. That explains a great deal. We are both chasing the same shadow.
A shadow, indeed. Yet I heard his voice in my head. There was a moment I believed I was mad.
You should let me handle this.
Alors sur les choix qu'on a, il y a des conséquences alors.
No. I will find the monster.
Faut bien réfléchir à ce qu'on doit dire. Hein.
How will you do any better than I? But then let me ask you this. What are your intentions if you find the killer?
Non, je lui ferai arrêter de raccrocher ma roue, je sais pas.
I will at last have the answers to my questions.
Then I can only wish you good hunting. And pray we shall meet again.
Lâchez bouge.
If Swansea is not my attacker, it means somebody else came here tonight. Someone must know something.
It's a good thing you cannot see me now, Mum.
Interroger les résidents. Ben, je viens déjà de le faire.
Evening, sir. Can I help you?
I have a few questions for you.
Well, if you must.
I spoke to Dr. Swansea. He's not the man I'm looking for. Now, I want the truth.
The truth? What do you mean?
I suspect that someone else was here tonight. And I don't think Tom wants to tell me about it.
I'm just the barmaid here, okay? If Tom says you're the only visitor we had, then you're the only visitor we had.
I can feel your fear, madam. Please, tell me what's going on.
It's Will. William Bishop. He came in here earlier tonight and he... Well, I thought he was going to clock someone.
What happened tonight?
He was dead drunk, as usual.
Ah, je viens de perdre un abonné.
God, his eyes.
C'est pas grave.
He must have caught something awful. He shouted and cried. It was terrible.
Why are you so afraid?
I mean, his skin. His hands. I scrubbed every glass and every chair that he touched. God, I hope it's not contagious.
Tell me about this William Bishop.
Will was a sailor who worked at the canning factory before he lost that job. A nice bloke, really. He's never been violent. Until tonight.
Why keep it a secret? Why not tell me about it?
Tom's nothing if not loyal. After Will lost his job, he offered him one ear. They used to be good mates. But recently, well... Will started to get very aggressive.
I see. Thank you for your candor. I'll be sure to talk to Tom.
Ok, ça c'est la carte. D'accord.
Damn it. I think...
Hello, sir. May I disturb you again?
And you're still ugly as sin.
Bah, on peut plus rien dire.
I'll leave you to your bottle, then.
Welcome back. Did you find what you were after?
I can't say I have. Are you sure no one else came into your bar before I arrived?
Hey, I told you, you were the only other stranger I've had.
Alors, indice sur les secrets. Non.
Tom, talk to me about the visit from your old friend, William.
Yes, Will came by tonight, but he's not my friend anymore.
Why lie to me if he is not your friend?
I didn't lie. I said you were my only unannounced customer, and that's the truth.
Who is he?
William. Just an old sailor who loves his gin too much. He worked for years at the canning factory before it closed.
Is he dangerous?
Yeah. Like many drunks, he's all bark and no bite. He can barely stand up most of the time.
How was he tonight? Was he different?
Oh, sicker than usual, perhaps. He whined and mumbled about how mean people
Il faut
were
que je corrige la
talk
phrase.
to me outside, and then he left when I refused.
Alors, on est venu.
I need to find him. It's a matter of urgency. Do you know where he is?
You could try his boat. It's up by the North Pier. He sleeps there when he's too drunk to get home.
Please describe him to me.
What do you expect? He's a tall, sick bastard with a bad rash and torn old clothes. William used to be strong. Now he's a mess.
Thank you, Tom.
If you see him, tell him I don't want him back here unless he cleans up his act, okay?
Not long ago, this sort of mess would have given me a laugh.
I will get to the bottom of this intrigue. What's been done to me, to this city.
On va faire un peu le tour de l'endroit, voir hein, comment il est. Graphiquement, il est beau. Hein. Oh là là. Je peux plus voir comme ça. Ah, il y a une porte. Là.
I cannot enter.
Ah, j'ai dû fermer les fenêtres parce que là, il y a plein de pollen qui volent par droite à gauche. Là, hier, je suis étouffé avec hier. Est-ce qu'il n'y a pas une petite truc caché derrière? Bah tiens. Voilà, on a trouvé des petits trucs. Ah, il n'y a pas de X, je peux pas me TP. Ah, il y a une fiche. Bon, je vais faire un petit truc. Attendez 2 secondes. Hop, le téléphone, les lunettes spéciales. Voilà, parce que je vais vous expliquer le synopsis du jeu. Attendez 2 secondes. Le téléphone, j'appuie sur le bouton. Alors, Wikipédia. Dépêche-toi, les gens, ils attendent. Alors, synopsis. Jeu d'action RPG de Vampyr. Le joueur incarne Jonathan Ritter, un chirurgien devenu vampire, dans un Londres délabré envahi par la grippe espagnole. Le joueur devra concilier son devoir de chirurgien et l'appétit vorace d'un vampire. Alors, c'est le studio Dotnote, c'est qu'en fait la Vestrange. Ce jeu, il est sorti le 5 juin 2018. Ah ouais, il est vieux, quoi. Alors, thème, Première Guerre mondiale, Vampire, dit plus de 18, jouable en solo, payant à l'acquisition. Bah, ça, c'est sûr qu'on va pas l'avoir gratuit. On n'est pas con. Ah, voilà, c'est ça. Alors, Vampire est un jeu vidéo de type action RPG narratif développé par Détachement, édité par Focus Home Interactive, sorti sur Windows, PlayStation 4 et Xbox One et sorti sur Switch le 29 octobre 2019. Il est dirigé par Moreau et réalisé par Seine. Beauverger étant entraîné sur le premier studio français, à savoir Rome-Mi. Voilà. Voilà, la page de patron, j'espère. En 1918, le docteur Jonathan Reed, un éminent hématologue, revient à Londres pour rendre visite à sa famille. Avoir été démobilisée du front pendant la Première Guerre mondiale. À la suite d'une agression dont il ne se souvient plus, il devient malgré lui un vampire. Assoiffé de sang, il s'en prend à la première personne qui rompt. Malheureusement pour lui, il s'agit de sa sœur Marie, qui meurt dans ses bras. C'est à ce moment-là que ses membres de garde de Prelwen, une société secrète de chasseurs de vampires, le prennent en chasse. Après avoir trouvé un refuge, Jonathan a du mal à réaliser ce qu'il est devenu. Après que la garde de Prelwen a trouvé sa trace, bonjour Nero, bonjour, ça va et toi? D'un assassin innocent, rencontre Dr. Edward Swensa, directeur de Brandon d'hôpital et membre d'un confrère du Stall de Saint-Paul. Une autre société secrète qui étudie les vampires, Swensa lui propose d'exercer dans cet établissement en tant que médecin de nuit. S'y convient tout à fait Jonathan, étant donné sa nouvelle situation dans un Londres ravagé de grippe espagnole. En tendance à remettre à la Grande Guerre, de la Grande Guerre, Jonathan se retrouve très tiraillé de son côté humain, côté vampirique. Le fait de sauver des vies, découvrir sa soif de sang pour survivre et d'être un sauveur ou un prédateur. Moi, je ne vais pas lire tout le reste parce que le reste, c'est du spoil. Voilà. Voilà, je vous donnais un peu l'histoire du jeu. Voilà, comme ça, vous posez les vies. Voilà. Ouh. Allez, non, on continue. Alors ça, c'est chez moi. Ça, c'est mon truc pour mettre les points de confiance et de sauvegarder en même temps. Alors, regardez ça tranquille. Ah, là, je vais passer. Voilà. Ah, ok. D'accord. Là, il faut des ressources pour améliorer tout ça. D'accord. Là, il me faut encore des ressources. Là, il me faut encore des ressources. Ok. Là, il me faut quoi? Morceau de poignée commun et plaque de plomb. D'accord. Là, je sais pas encore toujours. Par contre, je sais pas comment on se sert du flingue dans le jeu là. On peut dire que c'est un sous-slack, quoi. Ah, mais tu allais vérifier les bateaux. Je vois que... Ah, attends, je fais une carte. Je suis con, moi. C'est là. Là, c'est quoi? Refuge. Ok. Ah, tiens, il y a encore une affiche là. Ouais, peut-être derrière, faut que je passe. Attends. Ah, ici. Ah, je suis en train de chercher, je sais pas où ils sont les bateaux. Il faut que je change ma salle parce que ça va pas aller. Ça. Attends, ce serait pas mal. Ah bah je suis con. Il y a une indication. Attends, je regarde voir s'il n'y a pas des trucs cachés.
It's locked, all right.
Alors, équipez-vous d'une à distance, appuyez sur le tir, fléchis, TD.
Ammunition crate. Good. I may need a lot of bullets. I feel like I'm back on the front line again.
Attends. Alors, ça va être un peu compliqué de retenir tout ça, moi. Certains ennemis sont résistants à certains types de dégâts. Il existe 4 types de résistance. Alors, physique, corps à corps, distance, flingue, ok, pouvoir sang, ténèbres. L'organe indique la résistance moyenne, rouge indique une forte résistance. Ok. Ok, tous les deux, ils sont des flingues. Bon, j'attends vite. Ça veut dire que je dois passer en hauteur et faire l'infiltration, c'est ça? Lui, il est là. Mais comment on fait les fringues dans le jeu là? Merde.
Over there! One of them birds!
It's locked.
J'ai encore du mal à me faire au jeu là pour l'instant.
This nest of them cleaned out.
D'accord, on a des flingues, mais on ne dit pas comment nous en servir. Les commandes, je vais aider. Ensemble, voilà. Alors, vampyr, clamer, pause, nanana, attaquer avec main gauche et main droite, esquiver. Ok, ça j'ai compris. Caméra, marche arrière, changer principal d'arme. Ah!
I like their screams when you burn them alive. safe place right now, sir. I like their screams when you burn them alive. That's this nest of them cleaned out. Stay close, keep an eye on each other. I like their screams. It's hard enough to get the docks like this. Murdering bastard!
Voilà. Voilà, on a fait le tour. On a fait là.
It's locked, all right.
De l'autre côté. Ok. Ah, un nouveau refuge. Ok. J'espère que ça vous plaît bien. Merci à ceux qui mettent des pouces. Ah, toujours pas assez de ressources. Ah. D'accord. Ça, c'est le livre pour les améliorations et la sauvegarde. Ah, tiens. Mettre un peu de défensif. Ah, j'ai pas assez. Bon, on verra ça plus tard. Fais la sauvegarde. Alors, comme ça, on fait la sauvegarde. Pourquoi ils reviennent là? Vous n'avez pas le droit. Une fois que j'ai vidé les lieux, ça doit rester vide. Il y a une règle numéro 1 dans un jeu. Putain, les mecs, on se croit sur Dark Souls, là, ils vont remettre les mecs, quoi. C'est pas autorisé, hein. Bon, on peut pas y aller là.
Fresh blood. The whole building reeks of it. The scent is so strong it makes me dizzy.
Ah, je crois qu'il y avait un chemin. Alors, servez-vous d'une arme à deux mains et appuyez sur rien pour utiliser. Ok.
This place reeks of bloodshed.
Just a sip, I promise. You are my dearest friend. You're my last and dearest friend.
William, my arm. I can't feel it.
This creature is bedeviled. I must put it down.
William was an honorable man.
C'est bien comme le chat, ouais. Ah bah c'est duquel il n'y a quasiment personne. Hein.
Sir, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
I must return to my flock. They'll stray without me.
Remember, certain skulls are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by skull?
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar. Are you like me? Can you help me?
I believe, sir, I already have.
C'est Buffy contre les vampires, là. Et encore merci, Samuel. Hein. Ah, moi, je force pas la main.
By George and the Saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders. Patience, good fellows, I've come to offer help.
Pas sûr que je pourrais revenir ici plus tard.
We can leave this awful place.
William was not the evil man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed his drink.
This man requires
Que je change ma phrase, il y a une erreur d'écriture.
No, please, I must tend to my fold. My flock needs me.
Yes, sir. Go with the good Dr. Swansea. He's resourceful, and I'm sure he'll take good care of you.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise, and you'll need a place to rest.
I just need a moment. If I can learn something about what has happened to William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me.
Faut qu'on termine Steam Racing aussi, parce qu'on l'a toujours pas fini encore. Mais, attends. Je vérifie s'il n'y a pas des ressources ici. Attends. Là, je présume qu'on peut pas monter là, on peut pas monter là. Ah, il n'y a pas de croix pour monter là.
This poor creature can't be my maker.
Alors ça c'est quoi ça? Un chantier de sang au frais de William Bishop dans un tube.
Could it be some subspecies of vampire? I must find a place to analyze the blood.
D'abord que je vais regarder.
Where are we headed?
We're on our way to the Pembroke.
Je vais regarder comment faire pour changer la phrase.
They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
William was... What manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman?
Oh, j'ai fermé la fenêtre, y a pas de
Who
pollen
is
là.
she? What woman? Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that skull. You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy. Were London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal? If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stole, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reed.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reed, a surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it. I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain. Dr. Reed. Marvelous.
Have we met?
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
That word, again. From a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. There's so much for you to learn.
Of that, you are right.
Well, then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this... affliction.
Dr. Reed, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately
Moi, je fais
reimbursed
ça comme ça,
and have
non.
a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
Non, c'est pas ça.
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
J'arrive pas à trouver le truc.
Dr. Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy?
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes. Here at Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
Ouais. Bonjour Jennifer, bonjour. Attends. Accéder à youtube.com. Ok. Dans le menu de gauche, merci que c'est revenu souscription. En bas à droite de la page, cliquez sur modifier dans la zone étudiée votre audio d'introduction. Ouais, 2 secondes, j'arrive. Je suis en train de chercher. Ah, c'est pas ça que je te demande. Tu connais Pomos STV? Oui, je connais. Ouais, je connais. Coucou Nero. Ah, qu'est-ce qui t'arrive? Je réponds pas. Hein? Ouais, je suis en train de chercher comment, ouais. Hmm. Attends. Je me dis, ouais, je suis dans le revenu, mais je ne vois pas le truc. Hmm. Mhm. Ouais. Bon, bah, je verrai ça tout à l'heure en stream. J'adore sur le dashboard directement. Mais je regarderai ça dans le dashboard. Parce que sinon, je vais mettre à plein. Les gens sont là pour voir le jeu.
You can do better than that. Nah. It's my turn.
Rotten all, Christine. Each heart contains the secret of life. Drink at this river. Dry it all.
Oh, come on, you bastard. I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse.
Pas de pub, s'il vous plaît, ici.
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
All right, sorry. I am in pain here. Me guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Alors, qualité de sang. T200 indique la quantité d'expérience qu'on peut tirer d'un citoyen. Plus la quantité d'art est bonne, plus la quantité d'expérience est reçue, plus... Okay. Alors, à bord d'un, du sang, de bas, de V, attends.
dance with him the dance of life and death.
Voilà.
No more. Not tonight. Not like this. I will not take another life.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe à Jennifer Nero là? Qu'est-ce qui vous arrive tous les deux?
What happened?
It is wise for the huntsman to sometimes let his prey go, but no famished hunter can run for long.
Ouais, je me souviens plus du bouton. Ah, voilà. C'est ça que je cherchais.
I cannot enter.
Ok.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you.
Ah, on va avoir un porc.
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
Ok.
I would like to ask a few questions first. And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in, how does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job. I thought you would have known about your employer.
Ouais, c'est ça. Là, je vais aider ça, Marcel.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only
Après, on ira sur Domaine Valley sur Twitch.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most
On se
compassionate
fera un petit jeu
physician.
détente après. Ouais, attends, on va regarder ça.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
On m'a dit qu'il y a un nouveau truc. Ok, ça y est, j'ai trouvé comment mettre le flingue.
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research.
Alors demain, c'est dimanche. Alors demain, c'est 2 jeux détente. Hein, demain, vous savez. Il y a Planet of Lana et Chia juste après.
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against
Alors, Planet Lana, c'est sur Twitch et sur YouTube, c'est Chia.
It's hard, Doctor.
An invisible enemy. Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
Voilà, on n'a pas le temps.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Bon, lui, on l'a vu.
Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Là, je vais faire connaissance avec chaque personne. Comme ça, pour être sûr que j'oublie rien.
University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
Ouais, j'ai lu ça.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's more than enough. In any case, the personnel of a hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
Attends. Je renferme ma phrase, j'ai oublié un mot. Attendez, j'ai oublié une phrase. Voilà. Je crois pas que je peux. Voilà. Voilà.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive.
En tant que personne handicapée, il faut pas se bloquer parce que j'ai du mal à écrire. Même quand tu es positif.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more, unto the breach.
You've nothing to prove, Dr. Tippett, to anybody. And we all praise your experience. Please, have some rest.
I am perfectly fine, and I am not too old for this job.
C'est bon.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Ouais. Voilà, on va regarder ça. Ok. Alors là, on a du monde sur la ligne. Ok. Il y a cette personne. Ok, là, il y a ça. Ok. Là, il y a la sœur. D'accord, ça c'est madame. Voilà, pour l'instant ici il n'y a rien. Ok, ça c'est tout. On va aller voir ça.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
Ce qu'on va faire, on va chercher le bureau d'abord. Ah, d'accord. Ce qu'on va faire, on va faire chercher le bureau d'abord.
It's locked.
Oh. Ok.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
Ouh, c'est quoi ça? Ok, là il est. Ok. Bah, qu'est-ce que tu nous fais, toi? Je t'ai pas dit de passer. Ah oui, c'est vrai que c'est la nouvelle. J'avais une tenue, en fait. Voilà. Ah, c'est la tenue qui a été offerte avec le jeu, ça. Voilà, c'est plus propre. Alors, vous devez d'abord analyser les composants que vous avez trouvés pour déverrouiller une nouvelle recette à cliquer. il me faut quoi?
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
Ok, on va regarder tout ça. Ah, ça c'est quoi? Mhm. Ok. Ah, là je vais passer. Ce qu'on va faire, on va confirmer, on va... Voilà.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
Dr. Swansea asked
Ronde de nuit. Ok.
collect you, Dr. Reed. Hurry up.
Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
Nurse, this room is off limits, and I'd prefer to keep it that way. Make sure the rest of the staff are so informed.
Of course, Doctor. And what about the antiseptics? Or do I inform the staff that you're too busy?
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem.
Là, ça se passe en France, mais ça parle anglais, quoi.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the
Bah,
large building
ça
behind the
fait 2 heures, là.
You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way, then. Thank you, nurse.
Je lui ferais bien un petit casse-croûte avec elle, moi.
It's locked.
Ah, pour l'instant, j'ai pas.
It's locked, all right.
Franchement, il est beau le jeu. J'aime bien, moi. Chose ici. Ah, là, on peut pas y aller là. J'ai pas encore vu tout le monde en bas. J'ai vu qu'il y a pas mal de monde. Ok, ça c'est la sortie. Ok.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in mind. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
It was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
Bon, bah là on l'a vu, là on l'a vu.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
I wish I could be sick again. Every street corner. My blood boil with the fever.
The daily routine.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No
Ah, il faut
offense.
trouver des indices pour
I
pas
was
dire
pushing too
n'importe
much.
quoi.
I
Ah,
served
bien
in
sûr.
France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
How close are you to Miss Horcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful.
Alors, attention de ne pas spoil le jeu ni backseat. Hein. Laissez-moi chercher.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of my blood.
Vu la phrase, le contexte, je vais rien dire. Hein. Donc elle te fait pas autre chose, ça ira. Hein.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Fear and disgust on every street corner.
I cannot enter. Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Horcroft.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the dockers' trade union. The Wet Boot Boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his
Je regarderai après tout ça. Les indices que je dois trouver.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know? The sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint. Not even criminals.
Do you know Tom Watts? The bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path.
Je sais, c'est un peu chiant que ça parte tout le temps, mais...
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here.
Ça va, le truc fonctionne bien, il n'y a pas de souci. Hein. Parce que je vois depuis tout à l'heure, il y a des gens qui partent et qui reviennent.
We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel... empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
D'accord, merci, Sam.
I believe all I need is rest. And then I can go back to the people who need me.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
Pour l'instant, c'est une petite découverte. Hein. On fait un peu le tour du jeu. On a été là. Inconnu. Oh, on l'a pas vu, elle?
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients.
Les visages sont bien faits. Hein. Puis les paroles sont bien faites, quoi. Ils sont pas décalés comme sur Starfield.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you.
Alors, vous avez les 3 premières vidéos de Dreamlight Valley sur la chaîne YouTube. Dès que j'ai fini Twitch, hop, je remets la vidéo directement sur YouTube. Pour ceux qui peuvent pas voir hein, sur Twitch.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
You'd be surprised what dedication can achieve, Nurse Hawkins. In medicine, sometimes we're just a test result away from a miracle.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Je vais encore débloquer un truc encore.
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
Non. Je vais agiter.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Ah, regarde, il y a encore une personne. Là.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
There is no need for such animosity between us. Don't you think the epidemic is already enough to deal with?
That is one point we could agree on. And that is precisely why I want to be sure that you will be of help to this hospital, instead of a burden.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
Ah, là, il y a encore des trucs à dire.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
This is ridiculous. My blood transfusion technique saved many lives, and you know it.
You see? That is exactly what I hate about people like you. You avoid this kind of accusation instead of facing reality.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd.
Bon, là, on a fini. Là, on a fini. Là, on a fini.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Et qui d'autre encore? Ouais, encore des gens.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Attends, je vais prendre
Please,
ça.
could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, You may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
Attends. Ok.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always
On
been
va
an honor
prendre la
to work
10.
with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I
Ah, ça
can't
passe
think
vite,
of a
hein, ça va
better
être jusqu'à
opportunity to
5
learn
heures, mais
about
encore
blood
30
transfusion.
minutes. Et... Indice verrouillé, indice verrouillé.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time. You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient.
On avance.
Suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
A fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior. A man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
Bonjour. Bon, là, on a tout fait. Je vérifie, ouais.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Bon, je n'ai pas encore parlé. Ah, lui.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable. And your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies. Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me. And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself. What an arsehole.
You can't hold yourself responsible for your injury, Mr. Fiddick. Unless you tried to hurt yourself.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat, Doctor.
How could your job be responsible for your wife's death?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb raid.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army, building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
Das ideal. Bon bah là on a tout vu. On a tout vu.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
I will not let you down, my boy.
How can we be sure we're making a difference?
Oh, il y a un truc là. Oh, on a tout là. Oh. Oh la vache, on fait du monde à enquêter. Là, il y a ici, l'hôpital, il y a du monde. Hein. Ah, il me reste encore 3 gars, 2 5 à trouver. Bon.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Helen. As for me, what a blooming idiot. My sweet girl. Reads me like a book.
Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding? I should investigate.
Ah, lui, je l'ai pas vu encore.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed.
Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague? Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic, even unsafe. Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember? And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things. So I trade, I exchange. Some people sell, some others buy. I like to help.
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
An interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have a respect, for dead flesh.
Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to tame, not death itself.
Okay.
How did you get this job?
After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business.
Parce que là, je me trompe pas, je fais attention.
Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved now.
Wow.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
D'accord. Ça, c'est le truc à vendre. Ah, là, il me faut. Comment je fais pour voir? Ah oui, là, 38. Ah, ouais, j'ai pas assez. Que je trouve un moyen de me faire du pognon. Ouais.
It's locked.
Bon. Ah, voilà un peu tout ça. Été, après, je pénétré dans les vieilles demeures. Pénétré, c'est un peu cochon quand même, hein. Voilà. Bon, bah voilà, on a fait la découverte du jeu. On peut sauvegarder ou pas? Ce que je vais faire, ah oui, c'est vrai. Il faut aller au lit pour sauvegarder, c'est vrai. C'est où déjà? Ah oui, c'est pas. Ah, toujours pas allé là. Bon. Ah, je suis pas assez. Bon, ben, on va sauvegarder. Et on garde des points pour autre chose. Moi, il n'y a pas de les chargements, mais pas 50 ans. Voilà. Bon, on verra ça la prochaine fois. Voilà. Retour au menu. Voilà. Alors, merci à ceux qui sont passés. Merci de votre soutien. Merci, j'espère que ça vous a plu. Merci à Samuel pour son soutien. N'oubliez pas de follow, c'est gratuit, ça ne mange pas de pain. Mettre la cloche à notif qui vous attend que je suis bien en stream. Mettre un pouce bleu et un commentaire. Sinon, bonne rediff. Merci à tous de votre soutien. Prenez soin de vous. Pardon, excusez-moi. Ce soir, je vais travailler sur Saint-Tro ce soir, mais là, je vais aller sur Twitch. Et je vais me faire un peu de Dreamlight Valley, là. Je vais me faire un petit jeu détente tranquille. Voilà. Si là encore, merci de votre patience, de ce compte poli, voilà. Allez, encore merci à tous de votre soutien. Je vous dis à ce soir, bisous, au revoir.